Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $, ORION-NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We have the T-Mobile MLB Home Run Derby 2024 live reactions. We're going to get it started here roughly in about 5 minutes. We'll go over the contestants, cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and we'll get right into it right now. Let's go, baby. I am ready. And this is definitely my favorite all-star festivities with the Home Run Derby today and the MLB All-Star Game tomorrow. NHL comes a second, pretty close to a number two. Then obviously the NBA, and then the Pro Bowl at this point is kind of unwatchable. But I really love the Home Run Derby. I got my Ken Griffey Jr. sewn jersey from back in the day on to pay homage, obviously, to Ken Griffey Jr. winning it a few times in this particular event. But I am ready to go. All right, baby. And on the thumb, you can see all of the different contestants there. Pete Alonso, Alec Bohm, Adolis Garcia, Gunnar Henderson, Teoscar Hernandez, Marcell Ozuna, Jose Ramirez, and Bobby Witt Jr. And really, there's only one individual that's on the list that's a little out of place with Alec Bohm. They probably could have chose anybody but him, but it is what it is. So I am ready to see what happens here today. Let's go, baby. And as we go over the contestants, leading off, Pete Alonso. And I don't know if this is going to be the particular order that they're going to be going in, but just the photos that I ended up bringing up. Number 2, third baseman, Alec Bohm. Contestant number 3, Adolis Garcia. Contestant number 4, shortstop, Gunnar Henderson. The former Mariner and now Dodger right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. The left fielder from the Atlanta Braves, Marcell Ozuna. Third baseman from the Guardians, Jose Ramirez. And the last contestant that will probably give, you would think, Pete Alonso the most difficult time if there's going to be a winner, someone that has probably the longest distance, per average on home runs, and a future Hall of Famer, Bobby Witt Jr. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Your boy is solid, and if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We'll try to get 20 within the first hour, and then we'll shoot for 30 to 50 overall. And then again, on every single stream, we're going to be trying to shoot for 100 in the donos. Matt in the building, what's good? How are you? How's that weather in Hawaii treating you today? Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it and let them know. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Any type of support that we can get would be greatly appreciated. DX in the building, what's good? Sarah in the building, what's good? Yeah, man, the MLB draft, I'll be honest, I don't follow it every single year as in-depth than I have within the last maybe 5 years. And to be able to not only have a good draft, to possibly end up getting the biggest steal in the first round, not a switch hitter, but a switch pitcher that can throw from the right side or the left side. I am very excited to see these guys develop in the farm system. And I know a lot of people are very excited about the draft, that a lot of these guys are not going to play right away. Some of them you're going to have to wait a few years, but definitely very excited on the draft yesterday and today and how everything played out for the Seattle Mariners, and as well as, your favorite teams as well. So, but, that guy definitely could have got drafted much, much higher. He could have ended up being a top 10 or top 12 pick, and I'm very happy the Mariners ended up getting him. And I saw a lot of content from Mariner, maybe Fairweather fans, and they were confused on why we were drafting so many pitchers. But again, if you're not following the farm system, we already have a lot of guys that are positional players that are in, single A, high A, double A, triple A. Harry Ford, Lazaro Montes, Cole Emerson, Cole Young, Cole Emerson. So it's like we already got a lot of positional players. So for the Mariners to be going for a lot of the pitchers in the draft didn't surprise me one bit. And if you ended up watching that series with the Mariners and the Angels, it shows you can never have enough pitching. You can never have enough bullpen guys. And sometimes guys will start off in the bullpen in like the 6th and 7th inning and then move themselves into being a starter. So definitely excited to see where everything goes here tonight, as well as the MLB All-Star Game tomorrow. Elliot in the building, what's good? Let's go. I don't think there is a rule. I think that you can end up, I feel that you can pitch. You're not going to be able to pitch from the right side and then the next pitch from the left side and then the next pitch from the right side. I don't know. I mean, we've never really had a switch pitcher that actually is good on both sides. Like, obviously Shohei Ohtani was breaking ground for being a guy that could hit and who could pitch. But we have never seen someone in Major League Baseball that has been good at, pitching from the left side and the right. So I'm not really sure in the rule books if it's going to state you have to pitch from one side, while you're there. But imagine if we ended up having our starter pitch 6 innings from the right side, and then he switched to the left side in the 7th or something like that. So, because you don't want to have it as a disadvantage just because we've never seen it before, but wouldn't it be wild if he ended up switching hands every single pitch, like right hand and then all of a sudden left hand and then right hand and then left? I mean, how do you stop that? So I really like the Mariners, taking a chance on that kid. And again, a lot of people thought that he would be a top 10 pick, and to be able to slide, to about 15, 16 was really ideal. And that was one of my top 5 choices in the draft. I didn't really know if we would get him or not. But again, I guess we're going to have to wait and see if there is a rule, that you have to pitch from just one side, while you're there. But if there's not, you might be able to see him pitch 1 inning from the right side and then the next inning from the left side. I mean, that could really be a huge X factor, not only for the Mariners, but for Major League Baseball. But again, how often are we going to get a guy that can actually do that? I mean, we're talking about in the next 100 years, we're probably only going to see a couple of guys that are good enough to actually do that. So we'll have to wait and see. I guess it really depends on how good he is. And if he ends up being lights out, I guess they could end up implementing a rule that he has to pitch from one side while he's out there. But if there's no rule set in place, that could be a real big advantage for us and the Seattle Mariners. Let's go, baby. Donnie in the building, what's good? I feel right now there's a few guys that I'm kind of rooting for, but I would say right now Pete Alonso's got to be the favorite. And then number 2, I would go Bobby Witt Jr. for a guy that hasn't been in the home run derby, a guy who's got power and swag. But it all depends if they can get into a rhythm. You can be a really good baseball player, but that doesn't mean you're going to do good in a home run derby. And that is big fact. So we'll see. Again, we got Pete Alonso. Let me bring this up here. All right, so we got Pete Alonso. Obviously, we know he's won it a few times. Alec Bohm there getting introduced. Adolis Garcia. Gunnar Henderson. Teoscar Hernandez. Marcell Ozuna. Jose Ramirez, and Bobby Witt Jr. So I would say that the least likely candidate to win was obviously Alec Bohm. But, if you look at Pete Alonso, he's got power. Adolis Garcia, he's got power. Gunnar Henderson has been fucking lights out this year. Same thing with Teoscar Hernandez. Marcell Ozuna, I feel that he would be kind of towards, maybe the middle to the bottom. Same thing with Jose Ramirez. I would say Bohm, Ozuna, and Ramirez would be at the bottom 3. And then the top would be Pete Alonso, Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Teoscar Hernandez, and Adolis Garcia. So to me, those are the 5 that have the best chance to win. But again, it all depends on who's pitching to you and, if they have a good rhythm. So you never know if it ends up being one of the lower 3 guys, Marcell Ozuna, Jose Ramirez, or Alec Bohm. But if any of those 3 win, I'll be shocked. But I'm pretty sure, Pete Alonso, Bobby Witt Jr., Teoscar, Gunnar, or Adolis, they seem like they got the power. But who's going to end up having the rhythm? We'll have to wait and find out. But obviously, guys that have kind of broke out this year, the 2, we know Pete has won it. So, of course, he'll be a favorite, right? But I would definitely keep an eye on Gunnar Henderson, right? Bobby Witt Jr., and Teoscar Hernandez. These guys definitely got power, but I don't know. Something kind of tells me Gunnar and Bobby are really going to give Pete Alonso, and we have to be able to see the bracket as well to see how it all plays out too. So let's go, baby. Pete Alonso coming out, baby. And if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And I was a little concerned, not being able to have the Twitter/X available, that it was going to really hurt our views, since Elon wants me to pay like $7 a month. But, believe it or not, in the 2 streams that we haven't had the Twitter/X access, we've been getting numbers just as good, if not better. So at this point, I'm not going to pay Elon. As long as the numbers stay where they need to be. If they dip down to like 100 to 300 views, then I'm going to have to do it. But if we're going to end up getting 700 to 2,000 views on the live streams, that's kind of where we're sitting normally, then I'm just going to leave it the way that it is. I would love to be able to stream on Twitter/X, but I'm not a fan of paying $7 extra to do that. So each month. Yeah, but Gunnar and Bobby have really taken their games to the next level this year, so we're going to definitely have to see where they go. But that's kind of where I'm looking. You guys let me know who you think is going to win. But I would say Pete Alonso's got to be the favorite. I really like Bobby Witt Jr. and Gunnar Henderson's chances, and then also Adolis Garcia and Teoscar in the next tier. And then the bottom 3 to me would be Jose Ramirez, Marcel Ozuna, and Alec Bohm. So if any of those 3 win, we'll see, but you never know. Let's go, baby. And we saw how good Julio Rodriguez did, in this tourney, but sometimes you can't peak too early. You have to make sure that you get in a good rhythm, but you don't want to give everything that you got within like the first round or second round, because by the time you get to the championship round, if you're going to be matching up against Pete Alonso, like if it's Pete Alonso and Bobby Witt Jr. at the end, or Pete Alonso and Gunnar Henderson, you don't want to give everything like Julio did, and you end up getting tired at the end and you end up losing. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm kind of hoping that we end up getting Pete Alonso and Gunnar Henderson, or Pete Alonso and Bobby Witt Jr., or if Pete ends up not making it to the final, I would really love to see Bobby Witt Jr. and Gunnar Henderson going at it each other, just because they've been peaking this year, and it would be great to see if them take the next level. And of course, the former Seattle Mariner and Los Angeles Dodger Teoscar Hernandez, if he ended up making the final, that would be pretty cool as well, at least for me. Megan with a tenner. Ooh, nice. The Captain Pike figure. Ooh, you got the swag. Nice. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $10 holla. 90 to go. Appreciate you. And obviously the hometown hero there, Adolis Garcia. We'll see if the fans can give him some extra juice while he's out there. I mean, honestly, I know that Julio did not deserve to be in the All-Star, game this year, but Julio would have been a better representative this year than even Alec Bohm. And I know Julio has struggled, but in this particular setting, I think that Julio would have done a pretty good job. He's always going to be good in home run derbies. And hopefully he'll have a good year next year, so he'll get invited. He is one of the top 5 or 10 popular players. It's kind of an off year this year, and hopefully we'll see Julio, because I would rather see Julio than half of these contestants. And again, you got to be able to be consistent, and you got to be able to play well. But as far as a home run derby, I think Julio is perfect for this event. Ooh, look at these. Ooh, these are cool. All right, hold up. I got to pull up my Instagram. I'm a little jealous here. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I'm more Star Wars, but I always have an appreciation for collectibles, and I totally understand why you ended up. Ooh, that Captain Pike figure is dope. Okay, I like that. Ooh. The pin is nice. Okay. All right, let me get a couple of these up. Wow, these are cool. All right, let's go through some of these here. Let me see if I can pull all these up. Oh, girl's voice is cracking. We might have chose a wrong candidate for this. And I know this is a lot of pressure, to be able to do like, national anthem and whatnot, but you can tell she's kind of holding back a little bit after her voice cracked there in the beginning. All right, let's take a look at some of your swag that you ended up getting here. All right, so you got the nice little lapel pin. Oh, that's fire. What are you going to put that on? Are you going to put that on? Do you have like a shirt that you can put that on, or like a hat or something? That's cool. Man, this girl sounds terrible. And then what are these right here? Do these make like noise? Oh my gosh, this woman sounds like Roseanne Barr in the national anthem. She's terrible. My goodness. And then the coolest thing out of them all is definitely this right here. I mean, I'm definitely digging these, and I'm digging these right here. Right, but this to me, I'm a toy collector, so this to me is the best. Wow, very cool. Wow. Damn, Fergie 2.0, Fergie 10.0. Jesus, that was terrible. My God. I mean, Roseanne Barr, Fergie, I think she was even worse than them, and they were terrible. On a scale of 1 to 10, that was a -10. Fuck. My God. Obviously, that's the Texas Rangers for you. They don't know talent whatsoever. They might have won a World Series, but they don't know how to choose people to sing the goddamn national anthem. My God. Man, my ears are bleeding. Jesus. Awesome swag, Megan. I love it. Sweet lapel pins. And I'm loving the figure. Oh my God, that was you know what? Not to be a hater, but that might have been the worst national anthem I've ever heard. Roseanne Barr was terrible. Fergie was terrible. But with them, maybe Fergie was like a 2. Roseanne Barr might have been a 1. That was a 0. That was by far the worst I've ever heard. And they probably should have chose someone. It's like they almost just like chose someone in the crowd to sing. Okay, you sing it. And then that's what you got right there in the result. My God. Well, hopefully we don't have to hear that ever again. And I would have said the same damn thing if it ended up being a dude singing. That was just rough. My God. All right, baby. 2024 T-Mobile Home Run Derby. Pete Alonso. Alec Bohm. The hometown favorite, Adolis Garcia. Hopefully his home run skills are better than that national anthem skills. Gunnar Henderson. Teoscar Hernandez. Marcel Ozuna, Jose Ramirez, and Bobby Witt Jr. Let's go. But I think if I could choose one person to win that wasn't Pete Alonso, an individual that ended up winning, I think it would be this guy right here, Bobby Witt Jr. And it wouldn't really surprise me either. Gunnar Henderson would be kind of dope as well. And I know Teoscar was a former Mariner and he's a Dodger, and my dad's been a Dodger fan since the 50s and whatnot. But something tells me that Gunnar and Bobby are going to do better or just as good as Teoscar, so we'll have to wait and find out. Very cool. I like the attention to detail. It's nice. How much did the figure cost? Was that like a $30 to $40 figure? Even if it was like a $10 to $15 figure, it's super incredible. But it looks like it's a $20 to $50 figure. So. But obviously, if you are a Blue Jay fan, a Mariner fan, or a Dodger fan, you might be going like Captain Oreo for Teoscar. For me, I like to appreciate the greatness across the league, and I get it. Some of these guys are the Mariners' rivals, so it's easier to go for a guy like Teoscar since he played for us. But again, I'm a big fan of Bobby Witt Jr. One of my favorites. And I'm a big fan of Gunnar Henderson as well. And obviously, Pete's got to be the favorite because he's already won it multiple times. But we'll see if he still has the juice here tonight. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Let's go, baby. 24. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. Okay. Let's go. I mean, there's not really too many people that are in this that I don't really like. The one confusing one was this. Like, you could have literally put anybody in the home run derby besides Alec Bohm. He just doesn't really scream home run hitter, and whatnot. But everyone else is a home run hitter besides him. But I guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7 capable individuals, and then 1 that they just kind of threw in there. And obviously, if you're going to do a Philly player, you would normally have done like Bryce Harper, or another individual, obviously that hits home runs for that team. But I believe that both of them are still hurt at this time. But that's rough. Well, I was speaking of Schwarber over Trey Turner, but Trey Turner would have been an interesting one too. Even Trey Turner would have been a better representative than Alec Bohm, But in my pecking order, it would have been, as far as a home run derby, Bohm last, right? Then Trey Turner, then Schwarber, and then Bryce Harper. Bryce is a stud. I know some people don't like him and whatnot, but I think he kind of gets a bad rap. Let's go, baby. And I'll throw up some Anson here for you while we're waiting. Appreciate you, Megan. And whoever's going first is at a big disadvantage, and that's probably, is it going to be Alec Bohm? They're showing him right now. So if Alec is going first, I wouldn't expect anything from him. He might end up getting a very, very low number. But you definitely don't want to go first in the Derby. That's a good question. I think that, the MLB reaches out, to the players and asks them, do you want to participate? And either players say yes or they say no. It's not necessarily a fan vote, which is a partial vote for some of the MLB All-Stars. Obviously there's a fan vote. There's coaches that are involved. There's a kind of a process as far as the All-Star game. But as far as the home run derby, it's just that, the commissioner and all the higher ups, they reach out and then they ask. And then if the individual says yes, then they end up, claiming one of the 8 spots. If they say no, then they keep going down the pecking order to be able to find out who they want. So, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but that, all that new swag has got to make things a little bit better, though. And we're at 10, 90 to go. And hopefully we'll get a few more people coming through to hang out. And we got the MLB All-Star Game, obviously, tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. And then we're going to have this today. And then tomorrow we're going to end up having the MLB All-Star Game, same time, same place, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then we'll have Wednesday and Thursday off since the MLB is off. And, we're going to take those days off. And then we'll be back at it Friday with a brand new series for the Mariners. All right, no worries. Yeah, that national anthem was terrible. All right, baby. Let's go. Doing good, War Dog. How are you? I'm excited for this home run derby. I'm excited for the MLB All-Star Game. And to me, it is the best All-Star festivities overall in the 4 major sports. NHL, in my opinion, is number 2. I guess it just depends if you follow the NHL, but if you watch it, and it is second best. NBA would be second best if they had the best skills competition, players invited, the best dunkers in the NBA, the best three-point individuals in the NBA, as well as if they actually played defense in the game. And I know the NBA is more popular than the NHL All-Star festivities, but if you're actually just looking at the talent, and the effort, it's definitely number 3. And then the Pro Bowl, it shouldn't even exist. It's terrible. If you're going to do a Pro Bowl, you got to let them tackle like they used to and actually have them try. And for this particular home run derby and the MLB All-Star game, they actually try throughout the whole event, not only here tonight, but tomorrow. And anyone that ends up having that passion to try, that's what it's about. No one wants to just watch people half-assing it. I want to watch guys give it their all. And that's why this MLB home run derby and MLB All-Star game is by far the best to me. Gunnar did the Scooby, man. He had to. Incorporated it with his bat. So it wouldn't surprise me if Gunnar ends up being in the top 3 at the end. But it all depends on who's pitching to him as well. Uh-oh. And, of course, they give the worst individual, Alec Bohm, starting it off. They're like, okay, you're the shittiest contestant. We're going to make you go first. What a double-edged sword right there. Like, okay, you shouldn't have been invited. And guess what? We're going to make you go first. I mean, he might end up getting under 10. I mean, and that's not me trying to talk shit, but we'll see. He's got one. But it wouldn't shock me if he ends up getting somewhere between like 9 and 15. I don't think he's going to get very many. He only has one so far. And this is why you don't invite guys like Alec Bohm. Again, he was like, you're like 4th on the team to invite. There's like so many others like Schwarber and Trey Turner and Bryce Harper that would be way more qualified. I mean, hell, Julio wasn't even an all-star this year, and he'd be able to put up more in this home run derby than Alec Bohm, 100% guaranteed. He's at 3 right now. It's at 6. My God. Starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm, and then he took a pause there. And they're going to have 40 opportunities there with the pitches and whatnot. So he's almost about halfway. I mean, even the Phillies fans wouldn't even be voting for Alec to be there. Kind of a weird choice. I'm not sure if we've had a choice this low in recent memory, but it seems like almost every year there's always one head scratcher where you're like, why did you invite this individual? And I feel like they invited him because the Phillies are one of the best teams in baseball, and they wanted to have a representative in it rather than him deserving to be in it himself. That's what it kind of feels like to me. They're trying to, do a little Phillies propaganda, for everyone there. Got a long ways to go. Now it seems like he's got out of his rhythm after taking that break. Right in the front row. One thing, though, would be cool is to be able to catch one of these home run balls in the home run derby. That would be a very cool souvenir to be able to take home for sure. All right, Bohm's at double digits, which is actually a little bit surprising for me. I didn't even know if he'd be able to get that. But if they're going to have 40, there might be someone that ends up hitting, 30 in this event. Bohm is at 13. Don't be surprised if someone ends up hitting 30 in this event, or maybe even higher. Got a few more pitches to go here. He's at 15. $16. 17. He's getting into a good rhythm now. 5 seconds to go. Actually, pretty good start there from Bohm. That's much better than I anticipated. I did not think he would get to 20 at this point. I thought 9 to 15 at this point. So good for him, to at least put on a show. I mean, could you imagine if he ended up putting up like a 7? So at least he ended up doing better than I think most people thought he was going to do. So definitely you're not going to win the event, but at least you're not disrespecting the Phillies or your organization out there or their fans. Yeah, only 11. Shout out to Lauren for liking and retweeting the post that I did there for Lauren, Sarah, and Matt. Thank you to the three of you. And it seems like they always change the rules on this home run derby as well. Like they're always making minor adjustments, how much time, how many baseballs, and whatnot. All right, we're at 12 likes. We need 8 more to get to 20, and hopefully we'll get a few more people coming through to hang out and watch. Not really a whole lot going on right now in sports. He's at 20 home runs. Burleson does. Oh, wow. He's at 21. One additional out-earned with 425-plus foot home run. One more left here. And that's it. 21, not bad. But you got to think some people are going to end up hitting like 35 or like 40. So, if this ends up being the worst number out of it all, I would say that's a pretty good success for Philadelphia, having maybe their 4th best guy in this particular home run derby. So. That wasn't bad. Let's be honest. We probably thought, he was going to get somewhere between like 9 and 15 total. At least that's what I was thinking going in that it was going to be. But he did a hell of a lot better than I thought. But once you start seeing like the best of the best in this event and see what kind of numbers they put up, then you're going to be like, okay, now I understand why they're in it. All right, Bobby Witt Jr. is next. Oh, yeah, here we go, baby. And I really, really hope that Bobby can make it to the finals, but we'll have to see if he can get into a good rhythm. And again, you could be a great home run hitter, but if you're not in a rhythm, you're not going to be able to go. And hopefully, for us fans, Bobby and Gunnar, as being the 2 up-and-coming players this year that have broke out, can make it as far as they possibly can. And maybe one of them can go against Pete Alonso unless they go against each other in the final. It's going to be really hard to knock off Pete Alonso, though. I mean, the guy's won it multiple times. He's a heavy favorite. He knows how to swing, when to swing. He knows how to get into the rhythm. But nice job by Alec Bohm. I'll give you that. That would be wild. But obviously some guys, as like leadoff hitters, it would be ugly. You probably would get some guys that would probably get 0, or like 1. Oh, my boy, Griffey. Let's go. My boy, dude, Griffey, baby. Griffey, epic legend, my boy. And I'll do the spinning logos for each individual that is out here so we know who's up. Yeah, that would be crazy. All right, Bobby, come on now. And I don't know if I like it with Bobby having a left-handed thrower to him, though. I feel that that's almost a disadvantage. I mean, a righty and righty, lefty and lefty. But if you're going to have a lefty go to a righty or a righty go to a lefty, I'm not sure if that's an advantage or a disadvantage. To me, this is kind of a disadvantage for Bobby Witt Jr. having a lefty. Unless this is something that obviously they've practiced and whatnot, but Bobby not doing too good, only at 5. Yeah, but a high school home run derby compared to the actual real thing is totally different, though. And I guarantee he probably didn't have a lefty throwing to him. No, see, he has a guy that's a righty throwing to him. So he should have already known. Bobby Witt Jr. ain't going to fucking win this now since I've seen that he's got a lefty throwing to him. Not good. Like, why would he even agree to that? Dumb. If you have a righty batter, you have a righty thrower. If you have a lefty batter, a lefty thrower, not the opposite. It's like you're asking to fail. Come on, Bobby. I mean, I guess unless it was like his dad or something, and it just so happens his dad is a lefty, but still. I'd be like, sorry, Dad, someone else. Man, Bobby's doing shitty. I'm telling you, sometimes it's about mechanics, but it's also who's throwing to you. And we thought Alec Bohm was going to be the worst one. Golly. Come on, Bobby. He might not be a very good home run derby participant, but he sure is a hell of a player for the Royals. He can play third base. He can play short. But hopefully in the future, if Bobby ends up doing this home run derby, he doesn't have a lefty anymore. That was one of the dumbest things I've seen so far. There we go. At least he's starting to get into a rhythm now. $14. That one's gone. Second deck. There we go, Bobby. There we go, Bobby. I was about to say, man, you better not get less than Alec Bohm. That'd be hella fucking depressing. I definitely wouldn't select Bobby knowing that he had a lefty throw into him. So, in this event, we don't know who's going to be throwing to them until we actually see them out there on the field. So, Daniel in the building, what's good? Megan with the like and the share on the Twitter/X. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're at 10, 90 to go. Come on, Bobby. I don't know if he's even going to be able to catch up to Alec Bohm. I mean, with the 3 outs left, I don't know if he'll get to 21. I highly doubt it. Now, if he would have had a right-handed thrower, I think he would have gotten 21 to 25. But this is a dumbass decision. We're not gonna see Bobby in the final. Crushed that one though. Back, gone. 17. Wow, second deck, and then it fell down to the first. He's at 18. Come on, Bobby. Uh-oh, only got 1 out left. Yeah, Bobby ain't catching Alec Bohm. Lucky, 19. Come on, baby. Let's go, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. Okay, there we go. He's at 20. He only has 1 out to go. Come on, Bobby. You got to at least tie Alec Bohm. Golly. Oh, he didn't, and he lost. Wow. How you let Alec Bohm beat you? Jesus. And I'll tell you how. Yeah, because you end up having a guy that was a lefty throwing to you. That was a mistake. What a disappointment for Bobby Witt Jr. But again, home run derby is a lot harder than people think. But at least he didn't end up getting like a 10 or like a 15 when Bohm ended up getting a 21. So, all right, so far we have 2 individuals. Alec Bohm went first. He was already at a disadvantage, ended up getting 21. And then Bobby Witt had a lefty throwing to him, which was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, and only ended up with 20. And we'll see if that ends up being the low in this particular home run derby. Yeah, a lot of these guys have never done it before either, so they don't know any better. Like how fast and, taking your time. And, like I said, you have to be kind of, you have to be able to experience it, and then you can kind of go from there. All right, next up, Adolis Garcia. Hopefully he ends up putting up like a 30 or something. Oh! And then you go back and watch like people like Griffey that did this. You know, you really understand what it takes to be a great home run derby contestant. See, that was smart, bringing in Julio Rodriguez's pitcher in this. So you would think as long as Garcia has a good follow through, he should be one of the people that moves on. He's got good power. He's already at 6. True North Trident with a like and a share there as well. Appreciate you. Come on. We want to be able to see a show. Like when Julio put on a show, Pete Alonso put on a show. First time out here. Garcia trying to channel in his inner Griffey, huh? Garcia's at 8 right now. Come on, baby. Come on, Garcia. And look at the way that Pena, look at the way that the pitcher is throwing. He's setting him up. You know what I mean? Like Bobby Witt Jr., if you ended up having someone pitch to you like that, he definitely would have got a hell of a lot more. It's not just about the player. It's about the person that's throwing to the player just as much as the player that's swinging it. There we go. There we go. There we go. 17. Take your time. Oh, nice catch with that girl right there. $18. Yeah, pitcher didn't really hurry there at the very end. But again, having someone that has that good rhythm pitching to you, that's, to me, that might be more valuable than the actual swing of the hitter. It's like, getting someone to give it to you right on that sweet spot. And if you notice, that pitcher does the same movement every single pitch. He doesn't, change up his form or his delivery. Nice and soft, right down the middle every single time. the other people that are throwing probably aren't going to be as experienced as this guy. And we saw how good Julio did with him in the previous, obviously home run derby. Nice follow through. Should be able to get over, 21. My boy, Griffey, baby. My boy. My favorite of all time, the GOAT. Well, as they should, right? That was the worst national anthem I've ever heard. And you could already tell in the very beginning her voice cracked. And, she was starting to hold back a little bit. But I know nerves are one thing, but we thought Roseanne Barr was bad, and we thought Fergie was bad. Maybe they need to start having dudes sing it instead of the ladies. I kind of feel bad for the girl, but I mean, she had no business singing that. Uh-oh, Garcia down. 2 outs. You better get something here, Garcia. Oh, he's getting jammed. Uh-oh. $18, my God. Well, like I said, I've been watching these, for years and years and years, and so many sporting events, and it is by far the worst. Roseanne Barr was like screaming, but it was like he was trying to be funny. Like Fergie was just bad, but Fergie was a 2, Roseanne Barr was a 1, and that one was like -10. It wasn't even a 0. It was. Who's up next? Teoscar up next. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Dale. Let's do it, baby. Let's go, Teoscar. I think so too, bro. Like I said, I think it might have been the worst that I've ever heard, and I've heard of some really, really bad ones. Crazy that Bohm is still leading, right? The person that we thought would be the worst ended up not necessarily the best because we haven't seen all the competitors, but did much better than we thought. All right, come on, Teo. Let's see if Teoscar can do something here. Oh, that nice line drive there. Wow, look at that oversized mitt by that kid. That kid had a mitt the size of 10 mitts. But I guess if you want to try to get a home run ball, you got to do what you got to do, right? Come on, Teoscar. The former Blue Jay, Mariner, and now Dodger All-Star. Come on, Teoscar. Sitting at 5, now getting kind of jammed up. Come on, Teo. And again, we'll do spinning logos in the corner for the individual team that's being represented, so that way we know where we're at. Now Teoscar takes the time. Yeah, if you didn't listen to it, and we're not going to try to pick on anybody. That's not what we do here. But if you actually listened to it, you would understand why we're saying what we're saying. I mean, I've heard a lot of people that have done it okay. I've seen some people that have been nervous. I've seen people that have been bad at it, but that might have been one of the worst that I've ever heard. And again, everyone is, going to be different. Some of us, are going to be singers and some of us aren't, but if it's something that you do on a regular basis, and then all of a sudden that's what you get as an end result, that's tough. All right, come on, Teoscar. I mean, there's not very many Whitney Houstons and Mariah Careys that are out there, that actually have those amazing voices. Once in a generation, once in a lifetime kind of voice. But I guess, the national anthem, just like the jerseys in the All-Star game, not so good. They should go back to just wearing their team jerseys like they are here. But they say everything is bigger in Texas, but I'm not sure if I agree. John in the building, what's good? Oh, Teoscar's at 12 home runs, 13 now. Teoscar looks good in that Dodger uniform. I still wish that he was there, with the Mariners. But he looks good in that Dodger blue. Nice follow-through swing there. And I really like the Dodger jerseys, as you look at the overall look of them, and then having the red numbers mixed in with the Dodger blue in the Dodgers. Looks so fucking clean. Come on, Teoscar. Ooh. Back. God, wow, that was deep. Whoa. Like, what was that? Like 430, 440? Wow. All right, come on, Teoscar. Teoscar at 16. Uh-oh. A lot of these guys are underwhelming, and I'm not sure if it's the ballpark or the pitchers that are pitching to them, but a lot of these numbers are a lot lower than I think a lot of us were expecting in this home run derby. Whoa! Elliot, what happened with the soccer tourney with all the fans going cray-cray and destroying the stadium, bro? That's a bad look for soccer fans. You know, people sneaking in through the vents and breaking shit everywhere. I ended up seeing some of the highlights. People paying like fucking $2,000 for a ticket and not being able to get in. Not a good look. And then I ended up seeing Messi's ankle. That shit was definitely swelled up. Soccer fans got to be better, man. Teoscar. Oh, good. He got that one. Is that 19? Come on, Teo. Ah. Same number as Adolis Garcia. How the hell is Alec Bohm winning this so far? Unbelievable. All right, who's going to be next? Alonso's next. All right, next up, hopefully they'll be able to show what a home run derby is really about with Pete Alonso. Let's go. Yeah, I've never seen fans being so disrespectful, you know, and just being crazy like that, just damaging everything in the stadium, people fighting each other, you know what I mean? People sneaking in through vents, and then people that actually paid for the event, you know, not even being able to get in because they had so many people sneaking in. That's fucking crazy, dude. Not a good look as far as, like, you know, soccer fans are concerned. Hopefully we don't see anything like that in the future, but you would assume that we will. Yeah, for real though. Seriously. And I know some people they were interviewing that were traveling like you know, across the country or from another country. You know, they ended up spending like $5 to $10,000 on airfare, hotel, and tickets, and they didn't get in. They got locked out of the event because all the people that were looting and rioting and, you know, fucking sneaking in and being crazy. Yeah, I did not know their fans were like that either. All right, hopefully we get a good performance here out of Pete Alonso. And we got the MLB All-Star Game on tomorrow. And I will be live for that at 5 o'clock Pacific. It'll be on Fox. And unfortunately, we have nothing on Wednesday and Thursday. And then we'll be back on Friday, Diamondbacks and Cubs, Phillies and Pirates, Reds and Nationals, Rays, Yankees, Tigers, Blue Jays, Mets and Marlins, Padres. Play the Guardians on Apple TV Plus. Elliot, Cardinals, Braves. There for Sarah and John. Orioles, Rangers. White Sox, Royals. Giants, Rockies. Angels and Athletics. And then you got the last two games of the night on Friday. Red Sox and Dodgers. And Astros, Mariners. Let's go. Yeah, hopefully Gunnar plays well. We'll see. I hope, we got to see what Pete Alonso does here, but definitely the numbers are a little bit lower than anticipated, but there's going to be at least one or two people that are going to blow up. We just have to figure out who those people are going to be. Polar Bear would look good in Seattle. Obviously, I don't really know if I don't want to give up too much for him, but, Vlad Jr., Pete Alonso, Luis Robert Jr., I would rather probably go for a lower name guy and not have to give up as much, like a Brent Rooker from the Athletics. Because, again, you're going to be paying for not only the name of the player, but, we don't really know what kind of chemistry that they would have. If we had to give up 3 top 100 guys for Pete Alonso or Luis Robert Jr. or Vlad Jr., for me, it would be a no. If it's like 1 or 2 guys, then maybe a maybe, but we definitely need hitting. We're not very good right now as far as hitting the baseball. All right, Pete, show me what you got, Alonso. Look at Alonso, 118, 425-foot home runs, but he's been in the contest quite a few times. All right, here we go. This is the favorite to win the event. 211 home runs since the debut in 2019. All right, let's see how the pitching is going to go here to him. First pitch, Polar Bear goes yard. He's got one. Let's go. Alonso's pitcher is ass. Maybe he should have got someone that was a little bit younger. He's a little too old, and it seems like he's throwing it different every pitch, which is not ideal for Alonso. He's going to have to battle that. But again, if it's like a family member, or dad, or someone that's the pitching coach, someone that's in the Met organization, I get it, but. I'm not liking this pitcher right here. There we go. Back. Gone. He's at 5. It's like throwing to him inside too much. He's jamming him. Not a good start for Alonso. Grandpa is tired. Well, hopefully the whole event doesn't completely underwhelm, but you would assume at some point, like in the second round or in the final, someone's going to heat up and put on a show where they put up like 30 or something like that. But the home run derby is a lot harder than people think. A lot of different factors are involved. You have to have a good pitcher. You have to make sure you get a good follow-through swing. You have to have a good rhythm. You have to be able to call timeout at the right time to regain your breath and your composure. And then you got to be able to slow things down, at the end too. And it's all about, not rushing too fast. Yeah, slow down, bro. Still only at 5. Come on, Pete. Yeah, and again, like I said, this is the wrong individual to have balls. Obviously, they're all over the place. Some are inside, some are outside. Yeah, the pitching is fucking terrible. All right, talk soon. DX for the 10er. Appreciate you, bro. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. A little cactus stack. Bang, bang. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. We're at 20. And hopefully we'll get a few more people that come through. I know some people don't, enjoy the home run derby as much as others, but Alonso's not even going to make it to the next round with this grandpa pitching to him. I don't know. Maybe just it started off with just kind of a lackluster national anthem, and then it just trickled down to the players. But it seems like the energy here in Texas, they say everything is bigger in Texas, but apparently not. Because national anthem wasn't good, and so far this derby is underwhelming. For real, though, he ain't going to make it. This is probably the worst that I've ever seen a champion do, but I don't think it's really all his fault. I think it's more of the grandpa pitching to him. Appreciate you, DX. We're at 20. But we'll definitely get, we'll get more people coming through tomorrow for the All-Star game. That's for damn sure. And then we'll have a couple days off, and we'll end up getting into the Astros and the Mariners on Friday, and I know we're going to do good numbers in that series. Like, whose idea was it to have this grandpa fucking throw to him? I mean, if it ends up being like an overall underwhelming like home run derby, they're going to end up labeling it like the worst one of all time. We don't want to have that label, do we? Like national anthem terrible, the home run derby terrible. I know the All-Star game isn't going to be terrible. Really excited for Skeens and the American League and the National League to go at it, and they definitely are not going to have that same girl do the national anthem tomorrow. I'll tell you that. We got to set the tone and have things get good, right? Not have everyone's ears bleed right out of the gate. Man, Alonso is fucked. Yeah, Alonso ain't doing it. So you got Bobby Witt Jr. that had a lefty throwing to him, and then you got Pete Alonso that's got a guy that's a fucking 110 throwing to him. What the hell are they doing? Like, are you trying to self-sabotage? What the fuck is going on here? Pete Alonso is putting up a goddamn number that we thought Alec Bohm. Like, is Alec Bohm going to win this thing? Then you know we're in like Stranger Things in the upside down. If Bohm ends up winning this whole damn thing. Man, this is crazy. What a terrible home run derby for fucking Alonso. Julio Rodriguez blindfolded could have got more than that. Jesus Christ. He said, just like everyone thought, I was going to get last place, and now you might get first. All Mariners. Yeah, for real. Oh, no, you're good, bro. I mean, this is something that I definitely could have just watched, you know, with Paisley and whatnot, but, you know, it's just a good time to be able to, you know, just chop it up a little bit and whatnot. There's not a whole lot going on right now in sports anyway, so no worries, bro. Anything that you want to see photo-wise, though, DX, let me know, and I got you. All right, who's up next? We only have Gunnar Henderson or Marcell Ozuna or Jose Ramirez. Are we going Gunnar now? Well, let's pray to God someone can actually put on a fucking show in this event. Oh, it's going to be Jose Ramirez? All right, next up for the Guardians, Jose Ramirez. Steroids, Barry Bonds. I love it. All right, Ramirez is up. Ramirez at 3. Maybe we need to have people take steroids to do this event again to actually make it fun. My goodness. Little Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire. crazy. All the people that we thought that were going to do bad are actually the ones that are doing good. And all the guys that were supposed to like do really good are doing really shitty. And again, Jose Ramirez at 10. Get you one more. We got PlayStation 2. Crazy. We're going to end up getting Alec Bohm, Marcell Ozuna, and Jose Ramirez as the best, unless Gunnar can do something. But hopefully this doesn't get the label as like the worst home run derby of all time. Ramirez at 13. This is a better rhythm for this pitcher here for Jose Ramirez. Shows you how important the rhythm is, you know, in this derby. Now Ramirez has got to stay on that left side. You don't want to go from the left and then go to the right like Adley Rutschman did. You just stay on that left side. Man, this is wild, man. Not what I was expecting in this home run derby. Crushed the shit out of that one. But the most ironic thing is the guys that we thought were going to do the worst are doing the best. Crushed the shit out of that. 17. Obviously, with this, ballpark too here in Texas, maybe not the most ideal hitters ballpark either. But these numbers are way lower than normal. $18. There's a good one. $19. He should be able to get to 22, you would think, as long as he takes some time here. There we go. Nice to be patient. Looking for that pitch. Whoa! There we go. 20. Finally, we finally got, out of 5 competitors done, we finally got someone that's trying to put on a show. Oh, there we go. 21. And again, Ramirez and Bohm, we were probably thinking they were going to be at the bottom, and they're at the top. 21. He's got 1 out left. Crazy. Wow. Nobody is cooking like in years past. I don't know what it is. If it's the venue, the chick that did the national anthem, but it just kind of set the tone kind of in a negative light. Hopefully Gunnar Henderson can go and get like 30, so at least we can like get excited for someone to actually go off in this home run derby. We haven't seen anybody go off yet. Like everyone has either been shitty or average at this point. And we only have Marcell Ozuna and Gunnar Henderson left, so. But again, we'll see how it ends up going. Tyler in the building. What's good? All right, who's going to be next? Is it going to be Gunnar Henderson? Or is it going to be Marcell Ozuna? All right, Gunnar is next. For the love of God, Gunnar, please do something. But if we end up getting Marcell Ozuna, Jose Ramirez, and Alec Bohm in the final, I don't know, man. We are living in Stranger Things and the Upside Down. And kind of funny that I'm actually watching that right now. I'm on the last episode of season 4, episode 9, that's like 2 hours long. Man, incredible. Oh, they're going to have Ozuna go. All right, show us something here. We're at 20, which is pretty good for the limited people that we have. I figured we'd have more people coming through, but I guess nobody gives a shit about the home run derby. But at least we, as far as the people that we have and then the donos that we have, that's, much better than expected and whatnot. But as far as the people, I guess nobody gives a shit about the home run derby. They listen to those national anthem and they say, "Oh, fuck this." The Ducks ended up dropping, a new Joey Harrington video this morning. Did you see it? They're bringing back the O helmet that's kind of redone. Joey's my guy, man. He's the one that really made me fall in love with Oregon Duck football, even though I started watching like in the 80s and the 90s. That was like the first guy that was like kind of must-see TV for us to put us on the map for like the BCS and whatnot. I got mad love for Joey. And one of my favorite jerseys that I have in my collection is a very rare sewn Nike Duck jersey of Harrington that's worth like $300. I ended up getting it for like $30 from some guy in Ohio. So, but I love me Captain Comeback. I love me some Joey Harrington. That's my dude. Marcell Ozuna at 4. Elliot, this is pacing to be like the worst home run derby of all time. And that's all what the fans are going to be talking about here, unless we end up getting someone like Gunnar Henderson going off or someone else going off in the final. But again, I've never seen someone be so shitty in the national anthem and it trickle over to everything else in the event. So at the end of the event, they'll be like, we're never coming back to Texas ever again. The Rangers are never going to hold this event ever again. And hopefully the All-Star game won't be like this, which I know it won't. You know, we're going to have too many elite competitors tomorrow, but the girl fucking cursed. She did, bro. She did. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of people watching. You know what I mean? She set the tone in a negative way. But on the bright side, at least we're at 20 in no-nos. So that'll help out with Paisley and my bills. But Tedford. Wow, man. If Gunnar Henderson doesn't get to like 25 homers or more, or, you know, like to put on a show, man, this might get ugly. But that girl set the tone of it not being that good, and I don't think we thought it was going to trickle over to the competitors, but like Julio would have been able to do better than almost all these guys, even though he hasn't really had a good season. But this is a big downgrade from the home run derby and the All-Star game being in Seattle last year. The vibes were way better last year in Seattle compared to this shithole. Come on, Marcel. We have to have at least one person do well in this fucking opening round. I mean, honestly, like, no one has really done, like, amazing things yet. Like, when you end up getting to, like, 25 to 35, then that's, like, putting on a show. Or someone that hits, like, 10 home runs in a row. We haven't seen anybody do anything yet. Shitty ballparks, shitty pitchers, shitty national anthem. Come on, Marcel. Gunnar is going to be our, like, saving grace. Man, all these guys are ass. Booty cheeks. Bro, Gunnar better. I need to have someone to get. I need to get excited. Like, this used to be like one of my favorite, things to watch. But I wasn't really too thrilled with a lot of the competitors that they chose in this one. But again, I didn't know that it was going to be like this. Like, way to put like MLB fans to fucking sleep, But we know tomorrow is going to be hella good. Tomorrow will be exciting. Note to self, never have the All-Star festivities in Texas ever again. Hell, I'll be happy if Gunnar hits 30. And at this point, fucking 25. 25 or more, at least with something. Yeah. It's a shitty ballpark. I don't like the vibe of this ballpark either. I mean, it might get better once we go to the Final Four, but this opening round has been one of the worst opening rounds I've ever seen. And like I said, I've been watching this since I've been a little kid, and I'm fucking 42. Like, to be able to see this type of performance is definitely underwhelming. But I know tomorrow will be a lot of fun, though. Did you watch it? I told you it was good, and I know, a lot of people haven't watched it yet, but I feel that it was just as good as Quarterback, probably better because it followed more people. Quarterback only had Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, and Patrick Mahomes, and I fucking loved it, right? And then this one ended up having 5 people: Debo, George Kittle, Jay Jetta, Amon-Ra, and Devontae Adams. And I just love the behind the scenes. It's awesome to be able to see how they talk to their family, their moms, their dads, their girlfriends, their wives, whatever, the trainers, their teammates, the coaches, and one thing that you realize, right, this year, after watching what happened last year, injuries were really a big deal with the Niners. They had Brock Purdy, and he wasn't good enough to win it for them, but it didn't help that George Kittle and Debo were hurt for a good chunk of the year. They still ended up making the Super Bowl, but if Debo and Kittle were healthy, maybe they would have won the Super Bowl or made it a little bit closer. I mean, they only lost by a little bit, but to see those significant injuries by George Kittle and Debo in the film, I don't think we realized how bad they were hurt. Kittle saying that he couldn't move his arm up, had to get the cream put on, Debo getting fucked up throughout the whole season. So I think that, like, a lot of times we have this perception of, these players and the teams. We don't know anything. We don't know goddamn shit unless you actually watch a documentary like that. You don't know the behind the scenes, unless they come out with the documentary. You have no idea what's going on. So that's the type of insight that I think as a hardcore fan we want. Also being able to see Amon-Ra and his dad and his mom, and then that type of vibe, his dad being like Mr. Universe. And I'm a big Amon-Ra guy. I'm a big Detroit Lion guy. And there's a reason why I drafted so many of those guys in fantasy, because you could tell they were going to take the next step. But I really enjoyed Receiver, and I highly recommend watching it if you haven't seen it yet. It was awesome. Right, and it makes you love those players more, even if you like them. But then once you actually watch a documentary like that, you're like, damn, you have another type of level of respect, of work ethic, grind. Going through, all the adversity, like Amon-Ra with the hand, foot, and mouth, and Kittle with the injuries, and Debo getting fucked up, and Devontae Adams having to fucking live through Jimmy G and all that bullshit with Josh McDaniels. It's very cool to be able to see, them battle the adversity, and then be able to try to overcome and whatnot. So can't wait to see if they end up doing running back next year, and that one will be really good too. And those guys get hurt like a motherfucker more than the quarterbacks and the receivers. Running backs get fucking blasted. And it's cool to be able to learn more about some of your favorites, and all the guys will turn into one of your favorites, Like, you have respect for a guy, but then once you end up seeing a documentary like that, you're like, wow, I had no idea. Oh yeah, Kittle is crazy. He is such a cool dude. His personality is so chill. His wife is awesome too, and I think that's a big part of why they're so successful. Is that he's got someone that's got his back 1,000%. And I think Kittle's wife is awesome. That's exactly the type of partner you would have if you were going to get married. You would want to have someone like George Kittle's wife. She's incredible. Great support. Mad love. Always is there for him. And they have a great relationship. Yeah, she played college hoops. Yeah, and they showed a little bit of clips of her doing that too. Yeah, and his personality would fit in with WWE as well. All right, we got Gunnar, the last guy to be able to do something here. Come on, Gunnar. Yeah, Claire. I like her. I'm a fan of her. Yeah, sometimes when you see the girlfriends and the wives, they're just there in the show. But some of them kind of stand out as a piece in the show as one of the main characters, and Claire is one of those. Come on, Gunnar. Oh, And we haven't seen anybody do this yet. Hit 4 home runs in a row. That's when you know the Derby is fucked because of that girl with the fucking national anthem. I mean, we normally see guys go for 4 to like 8 in a row, at some point in the event. But goose egg, goose egg, goose egg, goose egg, and then hit 4 in a row. But still. Well, let's be honest, Matt. I think all of us would love to be able to have a boyfriend or girlfriend that would support, But the bottom line is it's really hard to date nowadays because it's like a bunch of cancel culture type of vibes. Like, instead of trying to work it out, people just cheat or they just move on, instead of trying to actually work things out. This younger generation is kind of doomed, bro, And then you feel like you find someone that, you could try to be in love with and, you can't trust them. There's definitely good people that are out there, but they're far and few between, it seems like, than maybe in years past. And like compared to our like parents' generation where they ended up kind of working shit out, That's why this TikTok generation is doomed, bro. Just a bunch of prank videos and people dancing around and disrespecting people, being rude and thinking it's cool, and that's carried over to the dating pool. But eventually, good people will find a good partner, I mean, I had 2 long relationships, Matt, of like 7 or 8 years, but they weren't good, You learn stuff from them, and on one of them, I ended up getting Paisley, and that was the most positive thing from it. But you can't lose hope. Sometimes you just got to be happy with yourself, and then down the road, like when you're not looking, sometimes something like that will happen. The bottom line is first you got to work on yourself, and then eventually someone good in your life will come there. So. Like when you start like actively being aggressively pursuing people, that's when it typically doesn't work out because you're trying to force it. So, but we got a lot of amazing people, a part of the NWSF, and I know that a lot of us would give the shirt off our back, not only to friends but to the opposite sex as well. It's just a matter of not forcing it and just knowing that if you're a good person, that eventually good karma will come your way down the road. Better to be single and to be a little lonely but happy, than to be with someone and be fucking miserable. And unfortunately, that's kind of the case in a lot of relationships nowadays. It's like you can be with someone, but that doesn't mean you're happy. Gunnar Henderson with 11. See, DX got a good one. And honestly, for me, it's like I grind, here on the channel. My dreams and my goals are always going to be number one with Paisley, So it's like I know some people might have a problem with that, the love and attention that I give to Paisley and my work ethic and my grind. But again, there are going to be people out there that will be able to support. You just got to be able to find the people that are willing to be able to support people. There's a lot of people that are jealous and haters of people that have dreams and goals. And I think that's why, the last 2 girls that I ended up kind of dating and hanging out with, it didn't really work out because, sometimes people can't handle, but again, a lot of times they don't understand that, I've been doing this for, 12 years, Paisley, is my whole world. So it's like, if you're going to have an issue with my pup or you're going to have an issue with my dreams and goals, it's not going to work out. So. You just got to be able to try to, find people that have similar interests, Find someone that is a Duck fan that likes Duck football, and that likes, T Swift. You find someone that like that, then that's going to be, that's going to be your match, man. But you might have to move to Oregon to be able to find that. Gunnar Henderson, man, with an 11. Man, is this the shittiest home run derby of all time? My God. Teoscar Hernandez is in. And the craziest thing is Alec Bohm, the one that we thought that was going to be the worst, that ended up being the best. So Teoscar is in, Bobby Witt is in, Bohm is in, and who else is in? Jose Ramirez? So our final four: Alec Bohm, Teoscar Hernandez, Jose Ramirez, I believe, and then Bobby Witt Jr. That's awesome, DX. You know, again, you know, sometimes, you know, you can't force things, and sometimes things, you know, will just happen organically and whatnot. So, and I just feel like, you know, respect, you know, for the, you know, this generation has gone out the window, you know, and I feel it's like you have to put in effort. You know, you have to put in love to get love, you know, and I mean, in a lot of relationships nowadays, it's like, it's one-sided. One person likes the other person more, and it's like the other person knows it, and then they kind of take advantage of that, you know, and you just got to be able to find someone that's on your same level and on your same wavelength. A lot easier said than done, right? But a lot of times, if you just work on yourself, you know, things will end up eventually happening at the right time, so. Julio, Tatis, Judge, Soto, Ohtani, Harper, Machado, Schwartz. That would be amazing. Well, I mean, let's be honest, Matt. I mean, we're in a social media world now. It's all about dating apps, right? And you know, Twitter/X and Facebook and Instagram and, you know, all the different social media platforms, you know. And one thing is, like, if you got friends of friends, that's usually the best way. You know, friends of friends that can introduce, you know, because a lot of times when you end up doing like the dating apps or you end up doing social media, it's usually people that are just wanting to hook up, you know, and then if you end up liking someone that just wants to hook up, you get hurt, and then they end up moving on to someone else, and then you're just left in the dust, so. Chiefs and Bengals. Yeah. AFC. Well, it's not like it's Chiefs Raiders or Chiefs Broncos or, you know, or someone that's like, you know, in the actual AFC West. So it's not like they're necessarily rivals or anything. I mean, they definitely have battled it out with Burrow and Mahomes and whatnot, but. WA All-Star game, huh? All right, now we have to have someone do something in the semifinal and then the final. Like, please, you know? Oh, yeah. I definitely agree with that. I mean, like I said, I would say not all the people, but I would probably say 9 out of 10 or 90% of the dating apps, it's like a bunch of lies, you know? saying that they like these things, and they're just, it's like just trying to be able to tell people what they want to hear, and you're not really getting real people. It's better to be able to have friends, that you can have face to face, introduce you to other friends, and whatnot. That's going to be the best way to go. Well, yeah. Well, Chiefs and Bengals obviously are two solid teams, and they're both good, and they're going to be battling it out. Obviously, Burrow and Mahomes, but obviously the rest of the teams in the AFC West are, struggling a little bit. Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders haven't been good in a long time. So, but the overall rivalry, as far as teams hating each other in that division, is very strong. So. Exactly, bro. Exactly. It's like with me, people think I'm super young, so I could always date, a 20-year-old, a 25-year-old, a 30, a 35, or I could end up, doing, something like my age around 40 to 45. But, again, it's like everyone's maturity level is a little bit different. Like you could end up, dating someone half your age and them being on the same maturity level as you, but also you could date someone half your age and they could be as immature could be. So that's big facts. But, I've already had my heart broken many, many times. So it's like, I'm not really looking. I just want to be able to focus all my love on Paisley, my pup, focus my love towards you guys, on the channel, and accomplish my dreams and goals. And then down the road, if something happens, cool. If it doesn't, I'm okay. Like I said, do you get lonely sometimes when you're single? Are there times that you see someone attractive and you want to date them or hook up? Of course, right? But sometimes you just got to be happy with yourself first, and then things will end up happening on their own organically. You force it's not going to work. Or you force something and you're going to get your heart broken. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have Paisley, I don't know if I would even be here, to be honest. Like that, she definitely saved my life, when I was in a pretty dark place. So, but my mental health has been great. I don't have depression or anxiety anymore. When I did, really fucking bad. I want to live. I want to be here. I want to be able to make a difference for others. I want to set a good example. I want to be able to help people with mental health. And at the end of the day, being able to help people, is what I want to do. So, being able to have a good platform where we can talk about sports, wrestling, and life, that's what I want, and I've worked very hard to get to this point, and again, if, down the road, if, something ends up happening, relationship-wise, great. But it's like, if it doesn't, I'm going to be okay. Sometimes it takes a while to realize that, All right, Bobby Witt Jr. at 5. He's off to a better start here. Hopefully he keeps a little bit of a rhythm here. But if you look at the people that are the regulars on this channel, these are the type of people that you would want to be able to hang around or, date or spend time with. And it shows you, as you guys go to other channels and other social media, a lot of the people that are a part of this channel, aren't on other channels. They're going to be different types of people. You go to other channels or you go to other social media, you start to see a lot of the fake people. And I feel that here on this channel, we have more genuine, real people. And, that's a big positive. Like I said, there's just so many fakes that are out there. It's just disgusting, man. And nothing is forced here, you know what I mean? Everything is just, people being, genuinely good fucking people, and it's just kind of a damn shame, that there's just, so many people out there that aren't, and again, if you end up getting cheated on or if you get your heart broken, right, being able to do the same thing back to someone else isn't going to make it better. It's like, oh, someone, did this to me, so I'm going to be an asshole and I'm going to hurt every other person because I got hurt. That doesn't solve the fucking problem, but that's a thing that a lot of people end up doing. Yeah. And also, too, if you end up looking at people on social media when they post pictures, if they overly post pictures with someone else, a lot of times those are the people that are the most miserable. It's like fake love. They're trying to show, oh, look at me on social media, I'm so happy. But in reality, they're fucking miserable. And they're just trying to post photos of, them and their partners smiling like everything's fucking good while the other one is cheating on them and shit. It's like, that's a fucking reality. You see people that, post a shitload of pictures of them and their partner. Sometimes it ends up being genuine love where things are good, but sometimes it ends up being like completely fake, So not every person that posts a picture with their partner is, miserable, but there definitely are a lot of people that are trying to portray like their relationship is perfect when it fucking isn't. Come on, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. Like, you can't change, the people, right? But you can change the people that are around you, and that's big facts. You got to get rid of the toxic people. And I feel that if you get rid of a lot of the toxic people in your life ends up getting better. Bobby. 17. Exactly. The ones that don't need to show it, are usually the ones that are the most happy. They don't need to show off some fake love. But again, if you end up being single, regardless if you're in your, late teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, or 50s, recognize the people that are in the room, the regulars, and understand that, some of us here are completely different than a lot of the other people that you interact with. And there's a reason for that. So, never lose hope. Always respect yourself, you know what I mean? And understand that when the timing is right, good shit will happen. Keep yourself busy, have goals, improve yourself, and again, that will attract the right person. You know what I mean? Like just, drinking and partying every day and not having any goals or dreams, that at some point or another, you're going to get burnt out. And, you got to be able to have something to look forward to in your life, and you guys see how hard I grind and how hard I work, Got to keep yourself busy, distracted on a positive note, Make sure you're spending time with the pets and, and your friends, making sure you're listening to music every day. And I think that one simple thing in this last year, even though I've been a majority of this last year alone, besides, dating two different people for a short period of time, having Paisley and being able to exercise every day and being able to listen to music for hours on end, that has really turned my life around. Like, even though I haven't had anybody to share my life with on the opposite sex side, but, again, it's probably been maybe one of the happiest years of my life that I've had. So, just because you don't have someone in your life doesn't mean your life sucks or it's, not worth living. You have to be happy with yourself first before you find the right partner that's going to be able to love you back. You got to love you first. They should, bro. Maybe that would actually make this home run derby exciting if they ended up getting with the metal bats. But again, I had two long ones too. I had one that was like 7-8 years and another one that was like 7-8 years. And they were only really good for like the first year. And then the rest of it was just, progressively just kind of getting worse and worse. And then it got to a point where we were pretty much just roommates, and that was it, So just because you're with someone doesn't mean it's the right person. Life is too short to spend with the wrong person. And I've cut back on a lot of the partying too, because let me tell you, I used to be the biggest, partier out here. Like I could party with anybody. Going to parties, doing the beer pong, drinking all night, smoking, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but again, you start to realize that sometimes those friends are only acquaintances, and they don't really care about you. They only care about what you can provide them and whatnot. And once you start recognizing that and start improving yourself, and then things start, kind of lining up, a little bit better in your life. And I still get people that reach out, that want to fucking beer pong and want to do all these things. But like when you got goals and dreams and I got responsibilities like my pup, I just can't do it, man. I want to make sure that I'm being successful in my life with my goals and dreams. And my pup, she comes first. She's number one. So, Jose Ramirez, you're up next. And everyone can have phases in their life, when you go through those like party phases. But again, if you end up doing it too much, your liver is going to fucking explode. And at the end of the day, you're not going to feel good. Hangovers are brutal, especially when you get older. You might be able to do it, in your late teens and then your 20s and 30s. But once you hit 30 and up, your life changes a little bit. It's a lot harder to fucking recover. No matter how big of a partier you think you are in your own head. Come on, Ramirez. Ramirez at 3. And I think a lot of times too, everyone just likes to get faded so often, like, friends and whatnot, and then it's like peer pressure, you know what I mean? But once you start to realize that you don't have to be that way every day or even at all, and at first, like if you drink alcohol every day, you can't imagine your life not drinking alcohol. And you end up cutting back a little bit, a couple times, maybe a week, and then all of a sudden you go cold turkey. And then you start to realize, I don't really need this. It costs money. I don't really feel good. You know what I mean? And you think that, this is going to improve everything I do. Video games, movies, hanging out with friends. But then once you start to realize if you cut, shit off and you try to improve your life, you start to realize you don't really need those things as much as you thought you did. You kind of get brainwashed with yourself and your friends, once you start getting into bad habits and bad patterns. And then once you start going cold turkey, and then you get better at your eating habits and maybe not drinking alcohol either every day or at all. And then you start to realize what life really is, I mean, I've gone through addiction, depression, anxiety, and I don't have any of those problems anymore. And I am genuinely happy. And sometimes you got to go through the bad before you get to the good. Life lessons here on the NWSF. Plus, I also feel like, listening to music and watching, TV, sitcoms and documentaries and movies is a must. You have to keep your brain busy and you have to have something to look forward to each day, And obviously that's why we love sports and wrestling as much as we do, because it gives us something to get excited about, to engage with. And that's why obviously I created this channel to be able to, vibe and connect with people that have the same type of love and interest as I do. There's a lot of my friends that aren't into the same shit as me. They're not as hardcore and they're not fanatics like us. So it's never too late to improve yourself. Come on, Ramirez. At least he hit double digits finally. He's at 10. I do like Ramirez in the swing. It's pretty pure. I mean, it's not like Ken Griffey Jr. or anything, but yeah, college football looks amazing, bro. If I was rich, I definitely would buy a PS5 and be playing that. And obviously, not only playing it in my free time, I would probably live stream it too. And I know people would watch, but maybe another day down the road. Ramirez with 12, Bobby Witt with 17. It's going to take a lot here. He's going to have to get into a rhythm. Another cool thing too is I feel that a lot of us have a lot of similar, things in our life, even though maybe we didn't realize it, unless we speak about it or talk about it. And that's why I'm so open about my life and my struggles and the things that are good in my life, the things that are not good in my life. To let you guys know, if you guys are in the same boat as me, you're not alone. A lot of us are going through the same fucking shit. Sometimes, you feel alone. Even though some of us are in different states and different cities, or we're spread across the globe, but you start to realize, when you're a part of something special like this channel, you're never going to be alone. You're always going to have certain people, even though you might not be able to see them face to face, that genuinely have your back. So remember that. Oh, I do a lot of college football, bro. I'll be doing Ducks, all of the Ducks games, but I also will do Georgia, Bama, Michigan, Ohio State. Obviously I would do other Pac-12 games like Beavers and Huskies, but since we don't have a Pac-12 anymore, probably will be a lot of Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon Ducks. It'll probably end up doing a little bit of Bama and Georgia. I mean, it'll be about matchups, and whatnot. But people know me on this channel for being, the Seattle Mariner YouTuber, the Oregon Duck YouTuber, and then obviously doing all kinds of NFL games. Seattle Kraken as well. So, but if I don't do Kraken, I'll do the Dallas Stars, Vegas Golden Knights, Colorado Avalanche. I try to do like the, up and coming, top dogs and whatnot. But I feel like with this channel, we have more variety of what we do here than most sports and wrestling channels. A lot of times they're focused on their team, and really there's nothing that I won't do here. I mean, obviously the NBA is not my favorite, but I can do it. I follow the game enough where I'm not lost. I know exactly who's good and who's not. It's just a matter of, do I enjoy it? And I feel like with college basketball, it's kind of boring besides March Madness. NBA, I feel like NBA is kind of unwatchable, but again, if there's nothing else to do, of course we can do it. But I would rather do NFL, college football, MLB, NASCAR, NHL, UFC, boxing. I would rather do almost anything but the NBA or college hoops. But, if it ends up being that we have to do that, then I will. But I don't really want to stream something that I don't enjoy. So if I don't enjoy it, I can't be fake like other YouTubers are, where they just do something even though they fucking hate it. I won't do that. And that's a big reason why we didn't do a whole lot of college basketball or the NBA this season, because I don't like it. And why am I going to fake like I like something when I don't? I'm not a fake person, so. For real, though. These guys can't even get to 15, bro. But again, we're going to make the most out of the stream, And like I said, we used to do freestyle streams a couple years ago where we would be able to talk about stuff like this while we're watching something. And we haven't been able to do that just because, the likes and the views and the donos weren't really up to par. So obviously transitioned into, doing games pretty much every day because that's going to get more people here, But I'll still try to squeeze in, a little things about life and struggles and things that we're going through. So. It's been terrible, let's be honest. But at least these conversations that we have, at least that, we have people that, are interesting, people that actually are smart, that we can vibe off each other, that, even though it shows that we have a low amount of people, the number, obviously that usually is shown, it sometimes isn't accurate because obviously so far, for a majority of the stream, we've had less than double digits, right? But based on my YouTube right now, it shows that we have had almost 500. But based on the number in the corner of the screen, it would look like maybe we've had 50 people total, watch the stream, but we're almost at 500 already. So it shows you that sometimes a number in the corner isn't necessarily the real number of the people that are watching. So sometimes views are a little bit skewed, where it can show, oh, there's only a couple people in the room. But at the end of the day, where it looked like, oh, maybe we're only going to hit like 40 views on a stream, but I just looked at it and we're almost at 500. So sometimes the number that you end up seeing, it ends up not being the real number. So big facts. Appreciate that. This was a giveaway at the Seattle Mariner game against the Orioles on July 4th. It's the best giveaway hat I've ever got before. And honestly, if this was at like Lids or like at a store, for 30 to 50 bucks, this would be a white hat that I actually would probably purchase. So, but hopefully this final will, we got to at least get somebody to get 30 or more. I'm used to like Pete Alonso or like Griffey or like Julio, where it's just like, wow, wow, wow. And all of a sudden it's like 10 home runs in a row. We haven't had that yet. But again, if you ended up watching the beginning of the show with the national anthem set the tone. The national anthem was dog shit. It was the worst national anthem I've ever heard. And it trickled over to these contestants and these players. And I'm not saying if we had a good national anthem that the players would have done better, but that kind of set the tone of what we were going to get tonight. And hopefully we end up getting a good final, at least salvage it. But on the bright side, I know tomorrow is going to be lit. Tomorrow, the MLB All-Star game is never bad because they always try. That's why it's better than the NHL, the NBA, or the Pro Bowl, because they actually try. And usually there's something to gain. Like the winning, National League or American League ends up getting home field advantage in the World Series. I don't know if that's the case for this year. If someone can look that up and let me know. But normally that was the case. If the American League ended up winning, they would get home field advantage in the World Series. That's why they play so hard. You don't get that in the NHL or the NBA or the Pro Bowl, So, all right, we got Teoscar Hernandez. Come on, baby. Someone's got to do something fucking in this home run derby. Let's go, Teo, the former Blue Jay, Mariner, and Dodger. I know my dad's rooting for him. So it's Bobby Witt Jr. versus Teoscar or Alec Bohm, huh? And I was hoping for Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar, or Alonso to be kind of towards the end. But again, if you got a shitty pitcher, it definitely will, hinder you. You could be like one of the best home run derby guys, but if your pitcher is 110 years old like Alonso's, you fucked yourself. You know what I mean? Why have someone that could barely throw? It's like, dude, you weren't going to get past that goddamn first round. And of course, a lot of these fans that are in the crowd are drunk and shit, and they're happy to get a souvenir to take home. But I can definitely say with a straight face that this has been, as far as like vibe and overall, performance, this has been by far the worst out of any event that I've ever seen. But still, the conversations that we're having is ending up being worthwhile, So like, even though the derby might not be good, the conversations that we have are, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. But we do still want to be entertained, at least in the final, right? It'd be nice to be able to see someone get a fucking 30 at least. It's like, what am I watching, It's like, number one, don't have someone that's 110 years old pitch. Number two, don't have that fucking girl sing the national anthem. Number three, don't go back fucking to Texas ever again. This Rangers vibe is complete opposite of Seattle last year. And if I was a Ranger fan, I would be embarrassed. This is dog shit. skills challenge, 3-point contest, and dunk contest would be awesome if they actually had the best guys in it. Like if Kyrie and all the good ball handlers that were in it, and the best 3-point shooters that were in it, the best dunkers were in it. You had Giannis, you had LeBron, you had the best of the best of the best. Then it would be just as good as this event, as far as like the MLB. But since they don't care, and they never have the best participants, it ends up always being like tied with the NHL for like second or third behind the MLB, because like there's hype around the event, but they never have like the best contestants in it like they did when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was like Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, Drexler. It was fucking must-see TV. Larry Bird in the 3-point contest, it was dope. And then, as you've seen in this like younger generation, they're lazy as fuck, and then it's terrible, man. I mean, again, it's like, ooh, cool, alley-oops, but again, I think people would rather see, a competitive all-star game that was like 102-100 rather than 198 to 188, but nobody plays defense. I mean, it's like once you've already seen 2 alley-oops, you've seen them all, The NBA has potential to be the best out of everything and right up there with the MLB, but this home run derby is, like it feels like it's like the Pro Bowl, But I feel like all the, events leading up to the actual All-Star game have been taking a big hit. I mean, if the NBA had the best participants, right, they would be number one by a landslide even over the MLB. Like they actually tried, they actually played defense, they actually had the best dunkers in it. It would be like, oh my God, this is must-see TV. And I don't really like the NBA right now, but if that was the case, I would be covering it. I would be doing NBA live streams. I would be, getting super engaged, with those type of events. But like you said, man, they have so much potential, but they don't care, bro. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Someone's got to save us. They should be paying us to be watching this. We need 3 more likes to get to 20. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We don't have any access to fucking Twitter/X because Elon's greedy fuck and wants me to pay $7 a month just to stream on that fucking platform. But we're almost to 20 likes, which is a success based on this underwhelming bullshit that we're seeing in Texas. And we ended up hitting at least 20 so far. We still got 80 to go to hit the goal. And you never know who might be popping in to save the day. But hopefully we can at least get to half of the goal before the stream ends if we're lucky. But I know tomorrow will be much better. But, sometimes it's quality over quantity, just like friends, right? Sometimes it's better to have 3 really close friends rather than have 30 that are just acquaintances that don't really give a shit about you if you're in trouble, I mean, my circle is small as hell. Like I got like a couple, like 1 or 2, that I really hang out with or talk to here in Oregon. I used to have a bunch, 30, 40, 50, but you start to weed out those people that are fake. You start to weed out the people that are toxic. You start to weed out the people that party too much, that don't fit your style, as you get older, and you just have to find the people that, that suit the same type of, beliefs and moral and vibe that you have as you get older. Appreciate you, DX. DX is trying to be able to make sure that we get closer to goal. Appreciate you, bro. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. $20 holla. Thank you so much. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. Judah in the building. And that's one thing that I pride myself on the most on this channel. We could be at a much higher sub count, but as you guys notice, I fucking boot people out a lot faster than any other, bigger channel does. Most channels that have 20,000 subs or more, they don't give a shit. They keep everyone in there. The toxic people, they don't care. And I don't put up with that stuff because I want to make sure the vibe is going to be preserved no matter what. And even if a toxic person, is dropping $100 donos every day, I will boot that person out. And I know some people wouldn't because they need money bad and the economy is in a tough place. But again, I want to preserve, a good vibe where a lot of the other YouTube channels that are big, they don't give a shit. You know, they say they do, but they really don't. You know what I mean? Like, you know, actions speak louder than words, as we know. You know, and I want to make sure that the people that I care about are happy, not having to deal with a bunch of dickheads and a bunch of trolls that are trying to ruin it for everyone else. So, big facts. Judah in the building. My favorite Boston Red Sox fan in the building. Boston Red Sox, Boston Celtics, Boston Bruins in the building. How are you, bro? We're at 40 doll hair, 60 to go. The home run derby has been absolutely fucking terrible, man. It's been the worst I've ever seen. But the conversations today have been really good because, again, we used to do a lot of these freestyle streams, you know, back in 2022. And it was nice, you know, where we didn't even do games, where we would just like, you know, I would hop on and we would have a certain amount of people in. You know, we would end up hitting 100 to 500 almost every night, you know, and we would just talk about life or music or whatever, you know, whatever was, you know, on our minds at that particular day. And maybe one day down the road, we'll be able to get back to that, you know. But again, I have to be able to get the proper likes and views and subs. And of course, if I'm doing this full time, I have to be able to get a certain amount of donos to be able to survive and live. So, woo! Denny Hamlin, good choice. All right, Alec Bohm. See if I think Alec will make the final, just for the simple fact that, you know, that was probably the person that was least likely to make it, and I think we're going to get an Alec Bohm, Bobby Witt Jr. final. It's like we're in the upside down, and I'm watching Stranger Things right now, which is a little weird. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the opposite is happening and whatnot, and we're literally getting that. Well, we know Bohm is a good player, Tyler, but again, let's be honest. Out of guys that would normally be like in the home run conversation, Trey Turner, Schwarber, and Bryce Harper would probably end up doing better. Maybe Bohm and Trey Turner would be about even, but hopefully Bohm can get to the final. And the Pats. But the two things that I miss the most about the channel is doing NASCAR streams and freestyle streams. I think because I really feel that, you know, those, we had a different type of crowd and it was a different type of vibe. But again, I also have to be able to survive as well, too. So, come on, Alec. Come on, Alec. But it's not like Alec would be doing better than Bryce Harper or Schwarb. Those guys would be doing insane shit. But hopefully one day we'll be able to do NASCAR streams again and freestyle streams. I would definitely be willing to do it. Damn, Bohm 3. Now he's doing what we thought he was going to do in the first round. Just shit the bed. Come on, Alec. I got some really good Denny's too. No, he did terrible. He had Judah, bro. He had a guy that was like 100 years old pitching to him, and that was kind of the downfall for a couple of the guys that they had, you know, a wrong type of pitcher throwing to them. But yeah, Alonso did fucking terrible. Which he should be. It's your fucking teammate. It's Bryce Harper. Here we go, Alec. It's crazy how the vibe in Seattle was so different from the vibe here in the Rangers, you know. I get it. A lot of people don't really like the Rangers or the Astros. But hey, you know, even us Mariner fans, you know, we haven't won it yet. But at least like a lot of our fan base, we give good vibes, you know. You don't really meet too many Seattle Mariner fans that are dumb. You know, a lot of us are very intelligent and, you know, we keep it real. The vibes are always good in the Pacific Northwest. Come on, Alec. Come on, Alec. There we go. There we go. He's going to get into the final. Alec is getting in. Come on, Alec. He's going to get it. One away. He's got it. One to tie. Come on. This is the most excitement we've had all night. And he's going to get a 14. That's sad as shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get it, baby. You got it. I've never been so excited for 14 home runs in my life. Bonus round. That's sad when that was seriously, that was sad. That was the most exciting thing of the night so far. Oh. I got this dope tire change. Oh, I was going to say this tire change one is dope, but. FedEx car is always dope. Bobby Witt Jr. versus Alec Bohm. Oh, he'll definitely advance. We're not going to see a fucking collapse like we did with the national anthem, okay? Uh-oh. Swing off. Swing off. You know shit is bad when they're having a swing off at fucking 14. Jesus Christ. And then when you saw like, in Seattle and in previous ones with like Pete Alonso and Julio, when they would get to like 30 and 40, 14? Golly. Appreciate you, man. DX, you're an MVP. That's why you got mod status, brother. I appreciate you, man. Setting the tone. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jab, bang, bang. Thank you so much. We hit half the goal. You're the man. I appreciate you. Dog food was expensive today. It was like 80 plus bucks. So thank you, man. We're at 50. 50 to go. We're going to have a swing up. DX is the GOAT. All right, baby, here we go. Teo, back, gone. And also, the home run derby hasn't been the same without guys like Chris Berman calling it. Remember when Chris Berman used to call it? That his voice was so iconic for home run derbies, and I feel that when you don't have like Chris Berman and Tom Jackson, when they used to do like football stuff on ESPN as well. Back, gone. Uh-oh, Alec might be fucked here. All right, Bohm. Bohm has got a bomb. That might do it. I don't know. I think Alec could get 1 or 2, but I don't know if he can get 3. That might be pushing it. And then if they tie, we have another swing off. Yeah, or Harper or Schwarber. If Harper or Schwarber was in it, then they could win it all. Good job, Teo. All right, let's see if he can do it. Come on, Alec. Show us something. Snap. 2 swings to go. He's fucked. Pulled that one. Wow, he got lucky with that one. 1 swing left. Teoscar. There goes Alec Bohm. All right, baby. This final actually could end up being pretty decent. Hopefully we see someone go off. We got Bobby Witt Jr., obviously the bright up-and-coming stud who will be a future Hall of Famer, going against Teoscar Hernandez, a stud that played on the Blue Jays, Mariners, and now the Dodgers. This should be good. And hopefully we can get more than just a couple home runs to make it worthwhile. The highlight for this fucking home run derby is going to be the girl that fucking sang the national anthem and that like was like the worst of all time. That's going to be the highlight. Let him know, Teo. What else do you want to be able to see for photos, DX? It's all you, brother. Well, hopefully they can salvage this final. Keep the Denny's going. I got you. Denny's on 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 Denny's. Who wants some Denny's? DX wants some Denny's. Denny's for Benny's. Benny's for Denny's. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. Lauren in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Yeah, I'm just a fan of racing, man. I mean, Dale Earnhardt got me when I was young, so, you know, watching him and, you know, it was already game over. And then his son, I like father-son combos a lot. I think that's why I like Chase Elliott and Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ken Griffey Sr., Ken Griffey Jr. A lot of my favorites in life, you know, are father-son combos, you know, because obviously my dad was a big part of my life and still is. And you know, I like being able to see the father-son combos. And Lauren's like, Lightning McQueen. Oh, they got Michael Buffer. They're never going to go back to Texas ever again. National anthem was ass. $35 total is terrible. We would get 35 out of one round out of guys in the past. $35 total. What an embarrassment. $37 and $35 used to be done in one round. Jesus. Yeah, Junior. They're acting like 35 and 37 total is good. Like Julio could get that in one round. Pathetic. Ka-chow, ka-chow, ka-chow. Oh yeah, wall trips. Michael. Michael and Daryl. Let's get ready to rumble. 35 and 37 total. When we would get that out of one player like Julio. What a terrible home run derby. But I love you guys that are hanging out. I mean, hell, if we got to go through hell together, we might as well watch it together. But the conversations actually have been very good tonight. I mean, the best thing so far was Ken Griffey Jr. talking earlier. Well, we better pray next year it's not like this. They better have some better competitors and understand how they fucked up this year to not repeat that next year. Bobby Witt Jr. versus Teoscar Hernandez. Shit, put me in there, coach. Oh, Heat Wave is still here. It's back again. It's not 100 to 103 for a week, but we're back to 90 to 95 again. Damn it. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine. All right, here we go. Even Paisley couldn't even bear it. She left. She's like, this sucks, Dad. Woof, woof. But hopefully this last round will make up for it. Come on, baby. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. I don't know. I don't do too good with the damn heat, you know. But I got to get walks in with Paisley because in my neighborhood, no one loves their dog more than me. And like I feel a lot of the owners don't even walk their dog. I feel like really sad. You know, I can hear their dogs barking at me and Paisley as we're walking past them like 3 times a day. But I know Paisley is healthy and happy. And, you know, I try to do one at like 7, 8 in the morning, another one at around 10 or 11. And then I do another one late at night, you know, around 9, 10, 11 o'clock, you know, to make sure she gets that exercise and I get it too. And you can't have her out there when it's hot. You know, once it's like above 85, dogs, you know, paws can get burnt. So you got to be really careful. So let's see what the high was here in Oregon today. What was the high? High today, 86, but it felt like 92. No lie. Tomorrow, though, we're going to get 96. But we have like kind of like that humidity. So even if we have 86, 89, 92 temperatures, it feels like 4 or 5 degrees hotter. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Have we hit 20 likes yet? We need one more like for 20. If someone has a backup account, smash your fucking like button. We just hit 20. Thank you. We're at $50 hairs. Can we get 50 more? And even though it seems like we've had less than double digits in the room and we would only have like 30 views total for this damn fucking stream, we're over 500. So like again, anytime you watch YouTube and you end up seeing a stream and it shows that there's only a couple people in the room, don't always believe that number is accurate because we're over 500 on the stream, even though it seems like we've only had maybe 50 or less all day long. Elliot said it was so hot a chicken died. That's hot. Teoscar. Back, gone. Here we go, get into a rhythm. What's the most that we've seen in a row? 4? Here we go. Here we go, Teoscar. Oh. Oh. Oh, baby. Just missed that one. Teoscar going off for 11. I don't think I've ever seen a 35-37 final total. Again, we normally see 30 in a round, and they go for like 90 or 100. 35 versus 37 has got to be the worst of all time. Not trying to shit on Bobby Witt Jr. and Teoscar, but they're never coming back to Texas ever again. I love the announcers trying to hype this up like this is like the best home run derby that we've seen of all time. Like we've never seen something like this happen before. It's just like the NBA All-Star game when you have like 3 or 4 guys that you've never even heard of in the dunk contest. But that if you would have had like LeBron and Giannis and like some of the best, and maybe it would have ended up being pretty good instead of like guys that are coming off a bench that no one's even heard of. Hopefully Teoscar can get at least a 15 here. Back, on, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Fuck, we're going to all need therapy after this one. Elliot, have you listened to the new Eminem album yet? I know you and me have similar like music taste and whatnot, and I feel that we listen to music a little bit more than some of the people that come through on the channel and whatnot. But I haven't got a chance to go through the whole thing yet. But I was curious to see if you listened to it yet or not. You haven't? If you end up listening to it, message me and let me know which ones you think are the best ones. I was thinking I might try to dip into that tonight or tomorrow, but I still got Stranger Things, the season finale, season 4, episode 9. That's like 2 hours long, and then I got to get into Vikings Valhalla that dropped on Netflix. So. Yeah, I think everyone could use some therapy. Whoa. But based on the people that have been in this room and your generosity, you've made this stream a success, DX, so I appreciate you. We've had some good combos here about mental health and life, while trying to suffer through this fucking home run derby, right? But quality over quantity. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to everyone that's in the room hanging out with your boy. But I guarantee tomorrow will be better. MLB All-Star game will be lit. It'll be good. Teoscar with a 14. They're acting like he hit 34 here, or 24. Next up, Bobby Witt Jr. Hopefully someone will bring some goddamn electricity to this home run derby. And you did. I mean, imagine if I ended up doing this stream and we had like 50 people total and at a 0. Yeah, then I would have to fucking engage myself in fucking therapy after this stream. So, we're over 500 views. We're at half of the goal. And considering what we have seen, but we should have known after that national anthem hit when that girl literally did the worst national anthem I've ever heard in my life. And I've also lived through Roseanne Barr and fucking Fergie, and it was 10 times worse than those two. So I imagine it's on social media now. And just cover your ears when you watch, though. And I can safely say this is the worst home run derby of all time, by far. There has never been a home run derby when you've had a 35 versus a 37, and that was the total number. We got guys like Julio that have gotten that by themselves in a round, and normally it's like 90, not 35 versus 37. Christ. But you know what? You guys have made it worthwhile, though. DX for president. What else do you want to be able to see for photos, brother? You got something else besides Denny you want to see? DX bringing the swag like Denny in this photo. Swag, 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 swag. You still want Denny, I can just continue down the Denny train. I got plenty. Cards first, and then swaggy photos of the driver. Swag, 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 swag. Nice. That sounds painful. Kneecap out of place. Goddamn. Jamar Chase, good choice. I love me some Jamar. Yeah, this is going to get ripped apart by fucking social media, man. This fucking event. All right, well, this home run derby has been terrible, but one thing that's not terrible, Jamar Chase, baby. Who day? Who day? Who day? Swag. 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 Who day? Who day? Who day? Who day? Who day? And then here's one for you and your girlfriend, brother. Jamar diving over the top over the Chiefs. She might get mad at you for that one, though. Being a Chief fan and all. I wish, man. I don't have a next gen system because I have to be responsible to, pay things off and whatnot. So I wish I was playing college football 25. I'm a big fan. I mean, I got like the old version on PS2 that I can play, but I got to save up for a used truck before I get a PS5. Oh, Bobby Witt Jr. Megan got some photos in the beginning. DX has been holding it down. And if we get anybody else to be able to drop a dono, they'll get some photos, and maybe I'll squeeze in a few right before the broadcast ends. But yeah, I wish I was playing college football 25, David. I've seen a lot of clips and a lot of footage, and it looks really fun. A lot funner than Madden. Bobby bombs, huh? GTA 6, that too. I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. Two outs left. Yeah, or even Schwarber would have been better. Uh-oh, Teoscar about to win it. Teoscar Hernandez about to win the home run derby. All right, Bobby, what you got? Bobby's about to finish with 11. Oh! Like he just hit like his 40th home run in a row. He's at 12. Oh my God! These fucking announcers are the worst. Oh, maybe he will win now. 13. He's got 2 outs to go. All right, Bobby's going to win. Momentum is on his side now. Bobby. Oh. We're going to have a swing off. Shoot off. Channel your inner super bad. Back. Oh! And Teoscar wins. They're acting like they ended up hitting 90 home runs total in the event. Nice job, Teo. Not this year. Normally, you would be correct, but not this year. 3-point contest and dunk contest is better than this year. Normally, this event is very, very good. This was the worst of all time by a lot. Like I said, I've watched every single one since like they started. I've been watching All-Star games, since I was a little kid in the 80s. And whenever they started doing the home run derby, this is by far the worst, bro. And I hate the NBA. I would rather have watched the dunk contest than, this particular competition this year was the worst of all time. Just being honest. We didn't even have one part of when a guy hit 10 in a row or 8 in a row in the whole event. They totaled for 35 and 37 as a total, where we would get that out of one guy in one round like Julio. Most in a row was 4. What a disgrace. Not good. I'm happy for Teoscar to win it, the former Mariner. It's cool. My dad's happy. But again, it's like it almost seems like a false championship, Like I've never seen someone with a 35 and a 37 total. Like we go back and look at like Alonso and like Julio. Shit, they were getting that in like one round. They would be at like 80 or 90 total, not 35 or 37 total. Sad as shit, man. But at least you guys made it, tolerable and as fun as we could make it, based on what we were seeing. Let's get some more Jamar Chase up here for DX. DX saved the stream from being a complete disaster. Megan as well. We had some good combos in here. Sarah and Elliot. Judah. DX. Matt. The announcers were making it sound like this was the best home run derby ever. Oh my God, everyone was standing up. It was so good. Stop being so fake. Be real. Lee. He says, squeeze your butt cheeks and watch. Jesus Christ. ESPN has gone downhill so much. Terrible. Yeah, we had some really good convos earlier, talking about life and, kind of where the dating pool is at right now and, mental health and whatnot. So, again, I feel that this was a very successful stream because we used to do a lot of freestyle streams back in the day and we haven't been able to do them. And when I'm calling a game, there really isn't too much time for me to kind of go off base. I got to keep it up pitch by pitch and whatnot. You know what I mean? But It is what it is. You know what I mean? I feel that for someone that has watched this event year in and year out, it could have been a hell of a lot better. But for the people that were in the room, you guys made this stream very, very successful. Always good vibes. Now, before Matt shits himself, begging for photos, we'll get some photos up for him so he can drool a little bit. We want photos now. Tay-Tay, drool, please. Grab your bib. It's bib time. He's like, that's what I needed. He's like, oh, dog, I'm leaving Travis Kelce for you. That is going to be so jealous. About to eat some pepperoni pizza. Man, I haven't had pepperoni pizza in a minute. Pepperoni pizza sounds good. All right, Matt is finally satisfied. There she is. Matt can breathe again. Well, unfortunately, when you type in Taylor Swift, that's usually what comes up. You know, you don't really get a lot of the stuff of her performing. A lot of it is just going to be, you know, like the model shots for whatever reason. But I'll give you one. There we go. Taylor Swift with a microphone performing. But if you type in Taylor Swift on Google, just look at like the results. Like you type it in and like the first like 80 or 90 are just her, you know, kind of like model shots. There's like, I don't even think there's even one, maybe one photo of her performing. Like, you know, where she's like, you can see a stage in the background, but almost all the others are, you know. And then if I try to be able to format one that of her performing, for whatever reason, some of them, they don't format. So I don't know. Otherwise I would, you know, but again, like I tried a few of the other ones and for whatever reason, they don't format. Like I've tried 4 now and all of them are a no-go. Yeah, 5 in a row. So I don't know what it is about that, but that's the dealio. Let's see if I can find one more out of like 10 photos. Some format, some do not. Oh, there you go. For real, though. Seriously. Because it's like, you know, when I end up doing this, you just can't pull any image and think, oh, because I have to have the right size of the image to fit the full screen, and then also it's got a format, so it's not like I can pull up anything that's out there and it's going to work. Sometimes I got to dig, and I got to go through like 10 or 15 before I can find one that will actually work. And other times, you know, I can go 4 for 4, where I can go bang, 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 and all of them will work, you know, but it just depends. Anything else that you want to be able to see, DX, before we go? Stormbum, you love that national anthem. Best national anthem I ever heard. Ingrid, terrible national anthem. That's what the post is. Ay, 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 don't be her. You're not going to get asked to sing that again. Ay, 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 ay. I hope she doesn't have the internet. Not good. She's terrible. Terrible, terrible. Not good, not good, not good. I mean, I've heard Roseanne Barr. Yeah, I've heard Fergie. That was literally the worst national anthem of all time. Like, by a lot. And Roseanne and fucking Fergie were terrible. I mean, that one was like, I don't even know how to express it into words how bad it was. Facts. I mean, that national anthem single-handedly cost this whole event. We were going to have a good home run derby until that fucking happened. Golly. Anything else that we want to do for photos, DX? Hernandez wins in dramatic fashion. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to be able to shit on their own organization, on their own network. Well, this was the worst fucking home run derby we've ever had. You know, if they were actually honest, they would gain a following. You know, like if ESPN was just straight out honest and be like, you know what? The fucking national anthem was the worst of all time. That was the worst of all time. We apologize. We're going to be better. We're never going to go back to Texas ever again. Then they would probably actually get some people to go and watch ESPN again, but they are so fake, like so many people out there on planet Earth, that they're going to try to sell it to you with a bunch of lies that it was good. You know, that's the problem with America. When shit is bad, they try to make it good. Like, be honest, you know, but honesty is obviously not something that you're going to see, obviously, in the public eye. Good fact. Be honest, baby. Doing one in Denver. He said, great pitching tonight. Yeah, the Fergie one and the Roseanne one were kind of like funny bad, but this one was just like sad bad. We're like, fuck, man. Like now you like ruin. Like I don't know if there's ever been more of a vibe killer of an event than that. Like that was literally the biggest like foreshadowing of this is gonna suck tonight. The event, the stream was great. The stream here was awesome, but the actual like if you were going to foreshadow of like, okay, this is going to happen, this is bad, chances are the rest of this event is going to be bad, and that's exactly what fucking happened. But at least we had good vibes here. Worst home run derby of all time. If ESPN were actually honest about it, they would actually get some people to be like, you know what? Wow, they're actually like being real. You know, I get it. This is their brand, but I mean, if you're just going to lie all the time to people, what is going to make people want to like watch you? There's a reason why ESPN is in the shitter now, you know, because their shit sucks. It's not good. Nice job, Tail. Yeah, good for Hernandez. The vibes in here were good, but this was probably the only good thing overall. And that was the weakest performance for a winner of all time. You know, acting like Teoscar hit 90 for the night. 37 versus 35 in the final is embarrassing. Terrible. But the stream was good. All right, guys. I'm going to go spend some time with my pup. I got to go for a long 30 to 45-minute walk. I got to eat dinner. I tell you one thing. I'm going to be live tomorrow for the MLB All-Star Game, okay? And I know that's going to be a hell of a lot better than what we saw performance-wise. The stream here was great, but what we saw on the TV was terrible. But tomorrow, we're going to have a great stream, and we're going to have a great performance in the All-Star Game. It is going to be awesome. I'll tell you that. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Fucking DX coming up big. Megan coming up big with the donos. Elliot and Sarah. Captain Ario. Matt. Everyone else. Judah. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. And hopefully, you know, things will be better in next year's MLB T-Mobile Home Run Derby. But, you know, you guys made it at least worthwhile. And I thank you guys for that very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay.